Matthew Stafford back at full participation, which is exactly what Puka Nacua owners wanted to hear, exactly what Devontae Adams owners wanted to hear. Let me tell you, this guy didn't want Jimmy Garoppolo, even though we think Stetson Bennett would have been the guy. Could have been for a game, Jimmy Garoppolo, as they go through process in the NFL, weird process of, oh yeah, Jimmy's there, let's put him in first, and then Adams gets injured with hospital balls. No, we don't have that on our hands. We have a Matthew Stafford return, and he's unrestricted, practicing in full, throwing lasers and darts all over. This is great news. This is mostly great news, of course, for Puka and for Adams, but Kyren Williams, the difference between Kyren Williams with Matthew Stafford back there, or if Stetson Bennett were amazing or not amazing, is the difference between 5.0 yards per carry and being one of the most explosive running backs in the league, which people act like he's not, and it's hilarious. It makes me laugh. Makes me laugh when someone doesn't acknowledge that Kyren Williams, 5.0 yards per carry, what was it, 12 rushing touchdowns in 12 games his first year. Then last year, his second year as a starter, 14 rushing touchdowns and stacked boxes the entire season. No. Stafford in that lineup under center, 5.0 yards per carry is what we're talking about with Kyren, versus if he's not in there, stacked boxes, 4.2 yards per carry. That's a big difference. Kyren Williams most affected by Stafford or Bennett being good. If Bennett does get in there, there's some hope for that. But we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about, again, touch on the Bucky and Ibuka values with the offensive line goodness news we got today. We've got also where's this guy right here? Where is 6605 who dropped the super chat earlier? He said, Smitty, thoughts on Chris Rodriguez? Right when we were leaving, Chris Rodriguez news broke, and I didn't have access to it. So I was like, let me hear it from the coach's mouth that Chris Rodriguez is going to be the goal line back. It did come from Quinn's mouth. I will tell you that he answered it like a lot of people would answer the question, though. If you go back and watch it, he's not necessarily saying, in my opinion, that Rodriguez is the only goal line back. I think he's making a statement that, yeah, he is a goal line back. He is a goal line back. He is a short yardage back, and it will be a rotation. But this is definitely something that broke as we were leaving the building. So I wanted to give 6605 his credit if he's out there. Thank you for that super chat as well, young man. Travis Hunter news, Matthew Stafford. We've got Corey Croskey-Merritt conversation to have. We got two games going on right now. The fantasy football show begins right now. File on in. Super chats will be answered in order in which they're received, and we'll open the phone lines.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
So, a lot to go over here. Let's start it off with the Stafford stuff. I kind of covered most of it in the intro. This is a big deal for Kyren Williams. Kyren Williams becomes a 5-point or stays Kyren, a 5.0 yard per carry running back, with the news that Matthew Stafford is going to remain Matthew Stafford. He's not heading to a retirement home nearby. He is actually going to be
stock on the rise,
keeping Kyren's value high. Now, this is good and bad. Kyren felt like he was slipping a little bit ADP-wise, but now it feels like we're probably looking at a Kyren value drop. Did my light just go off? A Kyren value increase. The ADP is no longer going to fall. It's going to climb. So Kyren, let's give Kyren his let him cook moment.
Let him cook.
And he knows how to handle a ball. He's Kyren, he can take frowns and turn them upside down with his touchdowns.
Kyren 1,500 yards. Yeah, I mean, he could. You could be seeing a Kyren Williams that leads the league, just leads the league in rushing. Certainly in the cards for Kyren now that we've got a little security package into what's going on over there with Matthew Stafford. But I would say in general, a 1,300 to 1,400 yard season is in order for Kyren. I think a 14 total touchdown season, and this is floor numbers right here. These are floor numbers. This feels about right. Maybe 35 for 250 yards, and we'll call this 12 rushing touchdowns, 12 TDs, and we'll call this 3 receiving touchdowns. I think he's going to be more active in the receiving game this year. And so I'm actually going to put this at 43, 301, 3 receiving TDs. That's going to put him at 15 total touchdowns, 1,300 to 1,400 yards on the ground. That's a remarkable year. That's 1,600, 1,700 total yards and 15 touchdowns. That will put him at least top 5 running back numbers, and Kyren Williams
Stock on the rise.
should be on the rise in at least your minds. I think the negativity on Kyren that carries over from year to year, the same thing with Achane. The moment anything negative happens at all, Kyren, it's Stafford, and then everybody wants to be like, okay, I crapped on Kyren a lot. Let me just pile it on right now, and let me take my bad take over the years and just say maybe you're right and put it up on a pedestal. That's what people do. It's insane. It's crazy. It's madness. Kyren is up in value, whether anybody wants to, collectively believe it or not. That's what we're dealing with. So Stafford news, fantastic. Let's get this out of the way and just recap what happened earlier. Tristan Wirfs is not going on the PUP. And if anybody doesn't know what that means, the physically unable to perform list, we're not going to see the best offensive lineman in the National Football League that helps protect Baker, that helps open up oceans of room to run the ball for Bucky Irving. Tristan Wirfs is the best offensive lineman in the league. And when he had the knee injury and he had to go in and have something looked at because it wasn't feeling right, and they're like, we got to go in there, we got to do a cleanup, there was a thought that he could go on the PUP. And when you go on the PUP to start the year, the physically unable to perform list, you are out a guaranteed 4 games and you can't return no matter what. Even if you end up getting better, you're on that list so that the team can get an extra body, and you can only get an extra body on the field or on the roster if you shelve the player for sure. Then you bring the player in. It's definitely a big deal. When you make a commitment to the PUP, doesn't matter. You're done for 4 weeks no matter what. Teams don't put players on the PUP when they're hopeful or very confident they won't be out a full 4 games. So Tristan Wirfs not being on the PUP means they do not expect him to miss the 4th game, and that might not even be where it ends. They might say we believe this guy's going to be back in week 2. We have no clue. We're waiting for an update on that, and they don't know either, because it's going to be an estimation. The update's that he's not out week 4. That's the update. That's what this news indicates when Wirfs is not put on the physically unable to perform list. So they're telling us with this is an update. But a week or 2 from now, we might get another update that they're hopeful he can be back in week 2. He might miss just week 1. We don't get an update. And then we get an update that Wirfs is going to be ready to go for week number 2. This is huge for Bucky. Huge. And while I don't think Bucky would have been that bad off, maybe he's averaging over the course of those 4 games, if they would be without their best offensive lineman and they don't adapt enough, maybe he averages half a yard per carry less. So instead of 5.0, he averages 4.5. Instead of 4.9, he averages 4.4. That's your worst case scenario. Doesn't mean that he doesn't get 4 more carries to make up for it, or punches in another touchdown that they would have marched down the field more efficiently and thrown a touchdown. Like, you don't know how it would shake out. It might do 0 damage to Bucky Irving's value for weeks 1, 2, 3, 4. But it's better to be where we're at now, where we believe he's at most, Tristan Wirfs, out maybe 3 games, instead of 4, maybe out less, and now we can take a Bucky bath without feeling much stress at all. In fact, Bucky baths are how I relax.
Get buckied. 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 Oh, Bucky.
Yeah.
All right, where are we at? We're gonna open phone lines in just a little bit. Appreciate you all. You guys are fantastic, man. My people are the best. We got 3 super chats. We got a $19.99 holler, a $20 holler from my boy Slick Rick. Rick, you beast. You absolute savage, my boy. Savage Rick in the building. Let me get this super chat out of the way there. Okay. No question, brother. Recovering from brutal rotator cuff surgery. Thank God. Thank God I found your show. You're getting me through this. Appreciate it. Let's go. I love when somebody finds the show, like Slick Rick right here. And especially, prayers up to Slick. Slick. Heal up fast, brother. Heal up fast. But I love when people find a show and they're like, this. I watch this thing, like people do the news, the nightly news, or the late show or something. Every night they DVR it, they watch it, and Slick, that makes me feel good. Appreciate you, my boy, and don't like that you're not feeling good yourself right now, but we'll be here for you, my boy. We'll be here for you. All right, let's get this message out of the way here. This is from Rosario. Appreciate you, bro. First round pick number 10. Are you taking St. Brown, BTJ, or Neighbors? Probably BTJ if it's me. St. Brown second, Neighbors next. It's not that I don't love Neighbors. Neighbors is arguably my 1 or 2 overall wide receiver in Dynasty. I think per start he could be the number freaking 1 wide receiver through two months of football. My concern really comes down to, will he be in the lineup in weeks 15, 16, 17 when the season's over? He needs toe surgery. He requires toe surgery. And just that risk alone makes me say, how far off would BTJ or St. Brown be anyway? You know what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, it's like, why take the risk? Why take the risk when it might be 20 points if you're wrong? And if you're right, the person that takes Neighbors ends up losing it all, even though they dominate with Neighbors for 13 straight weeks. I have Puka, Nico as my wide receivers. I have Monty Cook as my running backs. Not feeling the Monty Cook running back situation. Rice and Myers in my flex, Kelsey and tight end Allen as my QB. Who could I trade for who to better my running backs? Puka and Nico. And honestly, bro, if you make 2 trades, Puka and Nico, you could turn this thing around and be fine. So if you take Puka and you say, let's go find the Travis Hunter owner and identify his team, this is how you start off that trade process. Okay, what does he have to balance the scale? Boom. Okay, you have Rice already. That would have been definitely one of my targets. I think you could go to the London owner. I don't know if you get a huge bump here, but if you could end up getting a Hunter or something like that, then it'd be totally worth it. I think you could also start off on the other side of the trade, right? And say, Harvey, he's maybe the smaller piece. What wide receiver does the Harvey owner have? Go through a plethora and gauntlet of trade ideas and concepts using Harvey as the one anchor of the trade, then fill in the blank and make the scale way out. Go to the Hunter owner, go to the MHJ owner, go to the Garrett Wilson owner. You're trying to downgrade Puka into 2 pieces, but they have to be the right pieces. You're trying to then also downgrade Nico in the same fashion. And at the end of the day, you'll walk out with a receiver room that looks like Rice, MHJ, and your other receiver could be, it could be if it was just Hunter, and you ended up doing something different on not getting a wide receiver in the one downgrade situation. Maybe you upgrade, something else, but you might end up with this wide receiver room, but now you have 2 RBs that you love. You have two Harvey and Hampton type running backs, or you have a Kyren Williams. Kyren Williams would be fantastic. Use Nico to get Kyren, and then when you do that, when you make Kyren the anchor of the trade, what else are you getting with Kyren? And you are getting something else because this guy has a second or third round value, whereas Nico's got a first round value. So you could get that potential, maybe even get Harvey in this, maybe get Hunter in this, maybe get whatever. You need to get 2 players for each of them, and they have to be where you're still loving your running backs. That is how you get out of that situation. Just 2 moves, bro. 2 trades. You can try one at a time. Just do one, see how it feels. Maybe you don't need to do the second one. And you could throw, obviously, Cook into a deal, too. Do a 2 for 2. Upgrade Cook into a Hendy, and then you're also giving him Puka for London. Like, that kind of move is fantastic, my boy. That's how I get out of that trouble. After top 5, who are your next 3 off the board? Assuming Genty is gone. It's a grab bag, my boy. It's a grab bag. I would say that, you got to consider Achane and Bucky if you need RBs, and that's the way the draft is. You just have to consider it. You want to go Henry? I'm okay with that. I just don't think I'd do it in more than one league this year to make sure you're not, sinking on a player that at the end of the day, you're like, damn it. I mean, we kind of knew this was going to eventually happen, and now I got 2 leagues with Henry. I'm not taking Christian McCaffrey at all, but if you wanted to do the same type of thing with McCaffrey, I could understand that. For me, it's BTJ. That's pretty much who I love to grab in that second round. And then when I get, if not Achane, I'm not scared of the Achane injury. Achane or BTJ. I'd probably go BTJ if I think I can get Bucky in the second round. Or I could go Bucky in round 1 and say, screw the ADP. It's Unleash the Dragon Week anyway. Unleash the Dragon Week is the final week or week and a half of drafting. This is what we've coined here on the channel moving forward. Every year it will be, I'll celebrate it. I'll have a board up. We'll have a little graphic. It's Unleash the Dragon Week here on the channel and in fantasy football land. That's going to spread across the beyond this show. Unleash the Dragon. What's it mean? It means here, bring it in. It means you don't care about ADP to a degree. You take advantage where you can. You don't do this thing where you just, don't take advantage like, oh, I'm going to grab this guy here, even though he's going to fall to me the next round. You're saying to yourself, normally I don't take Bucky here, but because Bucky won't fall to my number 15 overall pick, screw it. I'm unleashing the dragon. This is Unleash the Dragon Week. If you only do one home league, don't do it, I guess. But if you have several leagues, unleash it, bro. Just let it rip. Let it rip. Bucky in the first round, and then you get like a BTJ, a St. Brown. That's fine too. You kind of just maneuvering your picks a little bit, right? Like instead of going Bucky in round 2, which you won't get, you go Bucky in 1, and you get the receiver that you kind of like anyway, as much as the receiver you would have gotten BTJ. So unleash it, bro. Let it rip. Let it fly. 14-man league. I can probably get one of the midseason monster running backs. Would you say this is a proper ranking of them? Sharps, Bill, Tootin, Bigsby, Braylon Allen. Of those guys, yeah, I do. Sharps, Bill are the leaders of the midseason monster board. These are the 2 captains of the board. Chisholm adds to the list today with the news that, they're down a receiver now, with Polk having the shoulder injury and out for the year. Not that he was a big threat, but it just guarantees Chisholm a lot more focus and opportunities, whether people want, like, if the pecking order below the starters changes and Chisholm gets right into the alternate spot, he's in the driver's seat. He's on the launch pad. He's in the launching vehicle that goes straight up to the shuttle. He's next in line. He's sitting there as the alternate. That is a big deal. Even though it doesn't necessarily change the lineup right now to have Polk out, who cares, right? It's a big deal. And so Chisholm gets that extra little, the Chismeister gets that extra little, bump in value. Real quickly, let me get the last super chat out, and then we're moving on. Thank you, my boy. Thank you for the super chat. My other running backs are Brees and Etienne. Yeah. You need to maybe have Braylon Allen, though. For you, I mean, Sharps and Bill still, but you, instead of Tootin, Bigsby, I still, like, if I'm ranking it in a vacuum, yes, you're correct. But you might need to figure out a way to get Braylon on top of all this, bro. On top of what you can get off the waiver wire just to help your running backs anyway. Smitty, please rate my 12-man PPR 1QB team I drafted at the 1.3. The order is Bajan, JT, Hendy, T-Mac, Ibuka, Worthy, Patty, Hunter. I love the team. I mean, Worthy, Patty, Hunter, and Judy's pretty freaking good considering what you did with waiting for a wide receiver and wide receivers. I don't love Ted McMillan at that value. I love Ted McMillan. I don't love Ted McMillan at that value. I don't love you took him at 1, 2. Sorry, JT was smash. You took him 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth round. Still don't love it. But I think that you have good trade value in him, or if you believe in him at that level, then just hold him and we'll disagree on that value. JT, I would not have taken JT. He's one of my biggest avoids this year. Danny Dimes absolutely neutered the value of Barkley. And Barkley was so skittish for people walking into his first year in Philly. You may not remember this. All memories are foggy. But Barkley was a second-round pick. He was a second-round pick. People were struggling to take him at the top of round 2. Don't trust that they'll run the ball properly. I mean, memories are foggy. Everyone doubted the man. We had him on the Mars man list and called him a league winner, by the way. We called him a league winner, and boy, was he a league winner. He won people mother-freaking leagues. He won.
Mashed potatoes! Yeah, buddy.
Won people leagues. Call was fantastic. But I just don't believe that I think JT's going to get the Danny Dimes treatment, bro. I believe that this is not an offense that's going to live near the red zone. This is not an offense that's going to hand the ball off to JT as many times as you want them to hand it off to him, because Danny Dimes is going to say, my ball. I'm doing this my way. And it's not a good way. It's not like it's going to be a good result. So therefore, you don't end up scoring as much. You don't get up to a big lead and run the clock out and just run the ball. So I'm trying to move JT for Harvey plus something. I'm trying to move JT in your situation with Hendy and the fact that you have Bijan. You know, you could even say JT Mac for one monster, bro. Go get a Lamb. JT and T Mac for, you could say St. Brown BTJ if you wanted, but I'm going after Lamb. You could even go get another RB if you can, as long as you can start 3 RBs. You could go get an RB like Bucky or higher if you wanted. You know, H&M Bucky, maybe higher. It's possible you go get a Gibbs using T-Mac and JT, and you throw in a player like Judy, and you get the big dog. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something I would be very, very intrigued by. Thank you for the $10 holler, my boy. All day. If you feel differently about JT and T-Mac at those values, trust your gut. Don't just go off always what I say. Clearly, I can be wrong. Todd Bowles says that, Wirfs will be on the 53-man roster. What a fantastic piece of news. Okay, we got that news out of the way. What else did we have? This is all old. Godwin, in addition, handcuffed to that news, Godwin is going to start the year on the active roster as well. He's not going on PUP, which means that they're going to try and get him to start working out and getting up to speed and ramping things up around week 2 or 3. So they expect him to probably be back for week 4. But will he be limited? Yeah. Will he get his job back? You might say yeah, and he might, technically speaking. But Ibuka's going to be way above him and so far embedded into the fabric of this offense and on the mind of Baker Mayfield that, Godwin's not going to outscore Buka. It's just going to be the Buka show. Buka's the number 2 wide receiver on this team. And eventually he'll be the number 1 by season's end, because I do believe we're probably having a little bit of a decline year for Evans. Just a little bit. I think he's still very, very capable. Stafford news again, fantastic. If you missed the top of the show, Rams head coach Sean McVay said Matthew Stafford back is practicing in full. He's back. Kyren's back. Puka's back. Adams is back. We're doing it live. Travis Hunter, upper body, did not practice on Thursday. A lot of people freaking out saying he's going to be injured and all this and all that. He's not worn down from playing both sides of the ball. They're being cautious with him. He's fine. We've seen him out there. He has had still some wiggle. He's been doing some things. He's just kind of not practicing and doing team drills and such and getting hit or in a position to get hit. But people freaking out about Travis Hunter, I'm so glad. This is probably this guy's just one of the most positive things for Travis Hunter and sleeper connoisseurs like you and me, where we now get Travis Hunter's ADP kept at bay because of this news. We now have yet another shot to ensure that there's no preseason game or action that's going to increase his value. There's no amazing scrimmage grab that's going to increase his value. The only thing that could increase his value is some coach, talk where the coach, Liam Cohen, you know who that is? It's the architect of the Baker Mayfield return extravaganza. They might have an IMAX movie at the local IMAX theater on Baker Mayfield's revitalization. It's almost like taking Captain America and putting him in a machine and saying, I'm going to turn Baker into a monster. And that's what Liam Cohen did. He's trying to do that with T. Law, only this time with the lion hair, packaged into the whole revitalization. He's taking the lion and he's turning him back into a lion instead of him being a paper tiger. So Liam Cohen could walk up to the podium at some point and just say, 110 receptions. And the whole freaking fantasy community would just...
Mashed potatoes!
So there is still a small chance that something could increase his value, but it's very unlikely right now, which means in your final drafts, you can just smash. Boom, Hunter, boom, Hunter. 5th round, 6th round, 6th round, 7th round, 6th round, 7th round, 5th round, 7th round. Over and over and over. Unless something verbally comes out of Liam Cohen's mouth that makes everybody believe all of a sudden, but there's so many doubters and haters, probably going to be okay. And again, this goes out to 6605, as I said, when he was like, what do you think about the Rodriguez news? I was live, so I didn't get to see the actual, video clip because I can't play anything while I'm live. How am I supposed to pay attention? So shout out to you, who was correct that his head coach did acknowledge goal line usage. But if you watch it, I'm pretty astute with this kind of thing. And I'm not just trying to paint a JCM narrative. I'm being objective here. He was asked, do you think, leading question, do you think with the absence of Brian Robinson that this kid, Chris Rodriguez, could replace his goal line role and his goal line duties? And he said, yeah, and we're a unique offense. He says, likely handle short yardage goal line work. Quinn wasn't answering that sum total. I pretty much can tell you that he's saying, yeah, he can handle, like Brian Robinson was going to get some work. Yeah, he could replace that. He wasn't saying this is our new goal line back. It was a leading question. But it's certainly in the cards. And Chris Rodriguez needs to be put on the waiver wire watch or pick him up if you're in a league that, that's pretty bleak right now. He'd be a great ad, because if Ja'Cory Croskey-Merritt were to get injured, or let's say Rodriguez went out there and just took the job, it's possible. I don't think it's likely because Ja'Cory Croskey-Merritt is on this board. Yeah, that means he's ready to go. He's certainly a good player to add. He's certainly a good player to monitor. He's certainly a good player to scoop up if you needed somebody. And I just don't think he's in pole position like Ja'Cory is, but he's certainly going to get used. So shout out to 6605. I wanted to give him his credit for, not that he broke it or anything. He just was reading it off the newswire, but I hadn't had time to digest it yet, and I just wanted to let you know. Lamar Jackson not practicing on Thursday. Look, he had a wrist scare to his wrist, and they thought, oh God, did he damage his hand? And then that came out okay. And then all of a sudden the next day his foot gets stepped on, and they were in panic mode in Baltimore. They thought that the season was in jeopardy, and they did some testing on it, and then it turns out everything's okay. Although I'm still a little worried. I'm still holding my breath there, because sometimes there are stuff that they find out later. They said it's really sore. That's all it is right now, is it's really sore, but they're out of they were holding their breath, and now they're not. So they're making it clear that they've done the testing they need to determine that it's not anything crazy, and that it's just sore at this point. But they escaped a very bad situation, and that's two injuries already that he's avoided, which is just, it's good, but it's scary that there's 2 big ones that he's avoided. T. Higgins also avoided a big injury today. It looked like a left ankle, but it looked like it could have been a bad left ankle. And Higgins resumed practice briefly after his left ankle was examined by Bengals trainers. And so Higgins is back out there. But Higgins is a walking injury, and I don't touch Higgins anywhere near his ADP. I don't think I've drafted T. Higgins since very early on in best ball when I wanted to stack the trio just to have it, but I didn't like it. I wanted to throw up when I saw it. I just not taking T. Higgins in his 2-3 turn value. It's just way too high as your 3rd drafted player. He's so sporadic. He's very good in best ball because he can have those spike weeks. He single-handedly won Best Ball Mania $2 million. So you have to give him his respect and credit because he had, the 3 TDs and it was a great day. The lineup that won Best Ball Mania didn't even use Jamar Chase in the optimal scoring. Chase went to the bench because he didn't have a big game, and T. Higgins was the one that carried it home. So you got to give him his respect in best ball. He's certainly a fun player to own, but he's always injured. What was he, wide receiver like 17 last year? He plays well per start, but Najee Harris, Jim Harbaugh declined to address whether Najee's eye could be for the regular season or be on the non-football injury list, the reserve list. He said he declined to address it and comment, which means we're heading down another road of likely bad news and not getting good news. He's still able to kind of practice on the sideline by himself. This is such a bad situation. I mean, these guys need to stop playing with fireworks and stop doing anything other than going to the gym on the facility, going to the cafeteria on the facility, going home immediately with a driver that drives you home, carries you in like a baby, okay, and then sets you on the couch, turns on Madden, hands you the remote. Do you need anything? You need a seltzer water or whatever? I'll get you, want the pasta warmed up in the microwave before I go, and you just need to rinse and repeat that over. Play Madden, go work out and eat. Play Madden, go work out and eat. What are you doing playing with fireworks? What are you doing anything like that? You're an NFL player. You're like a hand model, right? If you're a hand model, you're gonna go out there and play that game like in what was it? Is it Abyss or Aliens, where go like this with a knife? What are you gonna do? What are you doing? What are you doing? You're like a hand model. Go take care of the hands, take care of the eyes, take care of the face. Put your head in a bubble. But no, Najee, and not that I'm worried about Najee. We didn't think Najee would do anything anyway. I'm just merely saying as an NFL athlete, what the hell are you doing? So Najee's not looking good. We predicted this right from the start when we got a little hint and smell and whiff of this thing being fishy when they said firework injury. Don't worry, it's superficial. Whoever wrote it's superficial or whoever reported that it was superficial, we'll never trust you again. And we could smell that coming from a mile away. Superficial. Yeah, not superficial. We knew that was a lie the moment the superficial line was comma, should be ready for week 1. When we were over a month away, we were like 2 months away. This is July 4, August 4, September 4. 2 months away from football, we were told superficial injury, but he'll be ready for week 1, which is 2 months away. Whoa! Hampton immediately went to the moon on this channel.
Stock on the rise. In a jam, call HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
We got 2 super chats here, one from Kevin. Kevin says the following. Did I miss any gifted memberships or anything? My alerts can sometimes be tricky and have to reset some things. I just have to, when you have as much going on as I do with your, setup system, all that, you got to like restart your computer like 3 times a day. And if I don't have time, I try and push it, and I can, and it will work. If I push it, it will work about 60% of the time. So it enables me to try and push it and say, I'm running low on time. I'm sorry I'm late today, by the way. Smitty, slow draft, Superflex League with my family. Had the 1 pick, my first 5 picks so far. Josh Allen, love it. Achan, love it. BTJ, winning. Trey Henderson, more winning. McBride, more winning. Kevin, your league is your family is gonna think you're an abusive family member, the way that you're taking them to town on this draft. I would love to know who's on the clock next for you so we can help you, but I think there's no need to even help you because you're just smashing the hell out of that draft. Thank you for that super chat. Thanks for prompt update of the rankings. Yeah, no problem. And and there might be something off. If you see anything, let me know. But I adjusted most everything. I think I even put Chris Rodriguez up there a little bit in the rankings, I believe. And so everything should be copacetic and incorporate all the news and everything. But if there's anything else, I'll comb through it tonight again, probably. So anything that might be off will be fixed. Super chats are caught up. Phone lines are open. Do it live.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Preseason games will be pretty boring this week. This final third week is really just about who do we cut? Who do we cut? Let's get a bunch of the bozos out there and see which one is staying and which one's going. And, this is where people sometimes will see, oh, look at this guy. Is he a starter? And he pops off and has a good week 3 game. They're just, no, it's about making the team. It's not about, no one's earning a job this week, by the way. If anybody does pop off, it's not going to be that situation where we're sitting here going, oh, my God, this guy's now the starter. Everybody mute real quickly. Mute yourself. Let me just merge everyone in here. Mute yourself real quickly. And I'll be with you guys in a minute. Just make sure it's on mute, though, or I'll hang up on you. Appreciate you. So, Najee news out of the way. There's no news left. We're going straight to the phone lines. Let me see who's on the phone here. Let's start off with John. John, you're live. What can I do for you, pal? Everybody else stay muted.
What's up, Smitty? I had my first draft yesterday. I just wanted to run through. I ended up timing out on Tank Bigsby in the 7th round. And then I ended up doubling back and getting Tootin in the 9th. I felt like that was just way too early. I must have had him in my queue or something. But is that I just wanted your thoughts on that. Is that I get screwed there or what?
I mean, what round? 7? You took Bigsby in 7?
Yeah, the running backs were flying off, so I had him in my queue, and then I timed out. There weren't many other running backs after him. There was Dobbins went after him, ETN, Charbonnet did go after him.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably Charbonnet. I would have grabbed if he was there, but you're probably gonna be okay, bro. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
I mean, your team still feels solid. What don't give me your whole teams. Give me your starters.
Got so I got to start off with Genty. Then I got Bucky, JD5, Wilson, Hunter, Rice.
Yeah, you're fine.
And then Ingram in the 8th.
Yeah, bro, you're fine. I wouldn't worry about it. I won't worry about it at all. You're on the clock now, or is it over?
Nah, that's it. It was yesterday, and then I got a bunch. I got Sampson, I got Mims, Penix. So they're kind of deep roster. I did get Royals in the last round with having Rice. Didn't know if I should go with Royals or Horton. Horton's still on the wire. But I thought with having Royals would be a good grab, or I could drop them for Horton.
Yeah. I like Royals and Horton about the same right now.
Yeah, I guess I'll hold on until we hear what happens with the
yeah,
suspension.
I think you just wait. But no, you'll be fine, bro. Good job.
All right, man.
All right, stay on the waiver wire. Stay on the waiver wire shows. Make sure you're all over that, because that could be where you make up that mistake. I always tell people, if you get a speeding ticket, let's say from a police officer, he walks up to you, gives you a speeding ticket, and you're paying a $200 fine, right? You're going to school, whatever, and you're just you're so pissed off. Let that make you drive differently. And if you didn't get it, maybe you would have gotten in an accident if you didn't get the ticket, right? If that didn't happen to you. So make you do something different you wouldn't have done. Now be a waiver wire monster. Make this drive you and make you determined to be the guy that gets the Puka Nacua. And then you'll be fine. All right?
Yeah,
all right.
No doubt.
All right, later, my boy. Hey, mute yourself real quickly. I'll be with you, pal. Appreciate you. Just mute, please. Let me get on over to the next caller. Robert, you are live, young man. Hello? 469, hello? Yeah.
469.
That's you.
Smitty!
What's up? Is this Robert?
Hey, man, can you put... yeah, Brandon, but that's cool. You can call me Robert. Hey.
Robert, same thing. Okay. What's up?
Yes, can you play the Marsman and Jupiterman and Saturnman? Because my girlfriend's got a draft coming up, and she likes those names.
All right, here we go. Jupiter.
The Jupiter Jupiter
Yeah.
is so large, every planet in the solar system could fit inside it.
The Saturn Men.
You got to pause it, right?
Oh, yeah, we'll do that. That's fine. Just show them on screen. We'll
He's
take a
on the shuttle
screenshot.
to Mars.
There it is. There it is.
Marsman.
Here's the Moon Man.
Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
Mid-season.
You're the best. Hey, and I've got a quick bold prediction for you.
Yes, sir.
Monty is going to finish higher than Gibbs.
Oh, really? Hold on 1 second for that. Hold on 1 second.
Finish him.
Take a lap. I know.
Call terminated.
Talk about someone that owns Monty in like 8 leagues. Imagine that. You might want. I love you, pal. I appreciate you calling in, by the way. But you might want to hand your phone over to the girlfriend. Say, honey, draft for me this year, please. Smitty, you taking Hampton over Jacobs and Jonathan Taylor? I don't know that I'm taking him over JT every time. If I, obviously I'm not taking JT, period. But I'm taking maybe a receiver there, London, Bucky, or another running back like Bucky. But Hampton feels like a third rounder. JT, is going in round 2, so it's kind of a trick question. But in a vacuum, I'm taking Hampton. If week 1's about to kick off, we drafted 3 weeks ago, let's say, and somebody goes, hey, I'll give you JT for your Hampton, I'm going to say no. So that should answer your question. But on draft day, you got to make sure you're navigating that space properly. And it's not as simple as, oh, are you taking him over him? But after the draft, it is simple. I'm not doing that trade. And I wouldn't even do it to try and get more and then flip it, because I don't know if anybody's going to buy JT. It's a risk to do that. Dynasty traded Wright and AJ for Mims. Right in, QJ. Is that QJ? Bro, no offense, but who the hell is QJ? Quentin Johnston? Like, is that, are we really on a short, like on a abbreviation name basis with QJ? Quentin Johnston for Mims? I'd taking Mims all day, but I don't know. QJ does not deserve his own, BBQ dropping 20 gifted memberships, BBQ to the moon. And again, thank you to New Age Outlaw for dropping the gifted memberships the other day. I did not celebrate that when it happened because I didn't see it, but I want New Age to know that I appreciate them. So New Age Outlaw, BBQ, drop the New Age Outlaw and BBQ emojis, please, if you could, in the live chat. Let's celebrate that right now.
Let him cook.
Appreciate you. And then this super chat here. I already answered it. The QJ trade. QJ doing it live. Quentin Johnson. QJ deserves his own planet. Yeah, planet Uranus. One of the moons around planet Uranus. Because there is, I believe, how many moons around?
And off he goes.
I think there's
to
like
the planet known as Uranus.
23 moons or something like that. Hey, Kruger, how many moons are around planet Uranus?
Hey, Smitty. Uranus has a whole bunch of moons. As of now, it's got 27 known moons in total. So, yeah, quite a little crowd orbiting around that planet.
So you think we have enough of them to spare that we could dedicate one to Quentin Johnston, the receiver for the Chargers?
Well, if we could spare a moon for every fancy football prospect, we definitely have a few orbiting around your favorite players. Quentin Johnston might need a little celestial boost with the Chargers. So sure, let's just say he's got a moon in his...
Kruger, we don't like Quentin Johnston. The guy can't catch a cold. So Uranus is a bad planet on this channel. So we're giving him a moon as a negative, just so you know. All right, clean that up, Krug. Appreciate you.
We'll keep that in mind. No love lost for Quentin Johnson around him.
He's actually updating himself for that. You don't need to hang on to that. That's useless information anyway. I'm on the clock in like 5 leagues on underdog in a slow draft setting. So I gotta do a couple of those. I got 13 minutes left. You guys tell me who you pick here. I got Pat Mahomes, Bo Nix, Ashton Genty, Bucky Irving, Trey Henderson, Marv Hunter, Rashee Rice, and Tyler Warren. What a team. What a team. We take him with this next spot. Damn, I don't know. Thanks again, BBQ, for those 20 gifted memberships. Are we taking Luther Burden? Are we taking Marvin Mims? We've got Bo Nix. I kind of like that. Bateman's there. Scatterboo's there. Dak Prescott. We don't need the quarterback, though. I'm not feeling a lot. Kraft is okay, but I like Warren right now. I don't need the double up tight end yet. I'm kind of feeling like Luther Burden. And then let me count ADP spots. My next draft selection will be 130. I think Marvin Mims has got a 133 ADP. That's too close for comfort. I'm going to go Marvin Mims here, just so you guys know how my brain works when I'm doing this. I got 12 minutes left in this draft. Let me make this pick, and then I'm 50 minutes away on the other one. Joe Burrow, Nix. So Joe Burrow, Bo Nix, Achane, Bucky, Kyren, Sharbs. Woo! Woo! Rashee Rice, Debo, Mims, Evan Ingram. So a little lighter at wide receiver, but for a good reason. Look at that squad. I'm probably tempted to, try and force wide receiver here, but at the same time, not loving all these options. Kind of put myself in a bind, but I love a lot of players that I can potentially grab. Pat Bryant, I'm going to cuff, which will help secure that up a little bit, but he's a ways down. Honestly, I'm looking at this. Bashal Tutin's there. I could go running back again. Or if I wanted to, which is kind of a strategy I've been doing lately, even though I got Burrow and Nix, if I don't like anything for like 20, 30 picks, I really don't. Anybody I'm drafting, I'm reaching like 20 to 22 picks downstream. I can get away with doing a Penix Jr., Kyle Pitts stack right here to go with my Evan Ingram, Bo Nix, and Joe Burrow. And I've just got this optimal scoring rotation going on. And I know I'm still punting wide receiver a little bit, but I'll get Jalen Royals and cuff him to Rice. I'll get, Pat Bryant to put to Mims. And at the end of the day, my receiving room is going to look pretty good. So Penix Jr. with an ADP of 142. And Kyle Pitts is a 139. I'd have to take Kyle Pitts here first. I'm going to go Kyle Pitts, and then I'm going to go next. I'm going to go Penix Jr. And then I just have an arsenal. All right, let me get on over to the phone line again. Super chats are caught up, so I'm doing a good job keeping them at bay and not stacking up. So make sure if you've got one and drop it, and I'll answer it in order in which you received. Thank you, BBQ, for the 20 gifted memberships. Again, thank you, New Age, for the ones you dropped earlier. This is going to go to Adam. Adam, you're live, my boy. It's your time to shine.
Smitty.
What's up?
Smitty, my boy. So I got a couple of questions for you. First one being about our boy JCN and the Chris Rodriguez news. So I have Bill in 2 Dynasty leagues. So I dropped Chris Rodriguez for Ollie Gordon before I heard about the news, because you were like, the coach came out, yeah, he could take, some touches from B-Rob, whatever. But Ollie Gordon was like, I don't know about the whole chain injury. Just pick them up because I feel like some people might be fearful and, swoop them up. So I grabbed them just in case.
Look, we're splitting hairs here when we're talking about you've got JCM and you want Rodriguez, but Ollie Gordon's out there. I'm taking Gordon over Rodriguez. This is one of those things where Gordon's got league-winning potential. I'm not fearful of Achane, but even in that, I love Ollie Gordon because this is the Raheem Mostert role that they want to give Ollie Gordon. And I don't believe in Wright. I don't like Wright anymore. I liked him as a person, and I liked him as a prospect, but I'm not a big fan of what he hasn't been able to prove. And so Aldi Gordon being the big-bodied guy, he's got near league-winning potential even with Achane healthy, because if they try and get back to the roots of the Mostert and Achane efficiency rotation, which is good for Achane, it's not a bad thing. Gordon can win a league. You get up 12 touchdowns. You get up 10 touchdowns. So Gordon's the pick. You can't worry about the cuffing of these two to forego that league winner that could get you way more in trade. So Gordon's the play, 100%.
Right on, Smitty. Love the show. Love you. You're the only fantasy football show that I know of that takes live calls like this.
Well, we do it live.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
One more time. I got one more thing for you.
Yeah.
So let's say let's say a 12-man league. You got the 1, 2, or 3 pick on the comeback. Are you comfortable with taking Hampton in the second?
Yeah.
I mean,
the truth is, when you're drafting at 1, 2, or 3, your corresponding turn picks at the second and third round are drying up with the players that we love, because they're getting pulled up and raptured into the top of round 2, middle of round 2, sometimes higher. And it sucks, but that's why you draft early as much as you can. Do not listen to the bozo that tells you, this is why we don't draft early. There's always somebody, when an injury happens, the dude comes into the chat and goes, this is why we don't draft early. This is why I bring a salad and put it in the refrigerator at work every day, and my wife doesn't let me go get wings with the boys even once a week. That's the conservative Caleb that won't ever take a chance at all. He has the same 4 shirts. I have one. I'm one to talk because I wear these practically every day, but whatever. I'm wearing a tee. You're wearing the same collared. That's different. But what I'm trying to say here is that Caleb is not going to take a gamble, and Caleb is going to be scared to death. We're not. We do it live. Anyway. All right. Appreciate you, bro.
Damn right, Smitty. Have a good one.
Yeah. We're the people that take the chicken out of Caleb's salad and we hide it. We hide it in the little butter tray thing. We just take it every day. He goes in. He's like, who took my chicken out of my salad again? Bring him a wing. Make his day. $20 hauler. I would like to turn myself in for pulling an Ocean's 11 heist in my auction league. May, Penix, Neighbors, BTJ, Puka were keepers. Rice, Egbuka, Debo, Hendy, Harvey, Scat, Sharps, Bill, Henry. Thank you. Smitty, best in the business. Bro, pretty damn good squad, I have to say. Definitely deploying. Mute yourself real quickly, callers, if you could. Mute yourself real quickly. Everybody mute yourself. I'll hang up on you if you don't mute. And turn down all the background noise. I hear the show in the background, but I'll be right with you. BBQ, this is a fantastic squad. Love the squad. BTJ, Puka, keepers. Nice work early on. Neighbors, you were doing work. May, Penix Jr. is very crafty. QB room. Love the Rice, Egbuka, Debo, Hendy situation. Harvey, you're going to absolutely crush it. And you got so much trade value too. Like, do you move Bill, later because you don't even need to use him and upgrade, let's say, even though we love some of these guys, upgrade Debo, upgrade Puka into lamb chops. I mean, you could do all kinds of things. I'd probably focus on that. I'd focus on that right now. That's where I would direct my attention, is to getting that lamb chop or upgrade or something. Judkins or Gordon, Ollie Gordon by a country mile, bro. It's not even close. And on the waiver wire board, if we haven't already, I think he is. Ollie Gordon's up pretty high. We're going to move on the waiver wire, preemptive waiver wire board. The Chismeister is definitely up in value. We already did that. Ollie Gordon, probably above Sampson right now. Probably, I want to say he's still tied with Brashard Smith, because I think Brashard Smith has unrealized value similar to Ollie Gordon, what he had prior to, a little bit of a injection in value today and yesterday. But this so far is the board. I'm sure there are other players. Rodriguez, we need to add onto the RB board. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me find, we'll put Rodriguez. Corey Croskey-Merritt is still feeling like the top pickup of the week if for any reason he was out there. And if someone says these guys aren't on waivers in my league, well, you're special, Steve. And we're glad that your waivers process every night. Some people have literally not been able to pick up a player until right now. Like their waiver wire has been closed, ever since their draft. There are different ways that leagues operate. So we got to cater to all that. So Rodriguez is definitely getting added to the list here. Where would I put him? I still think, putting him like maybe below Keaton Mitchell for me, just because I think, there's upside for sure. But I still love Keaton Mitchell, Brashard Smith, Ollie Gordon, and croskey-merritt more. So that's going to be my order. The whole point of the preemptive waiver wire board is so that when week 1 concludes and Ollie Gordon's the pickup of the week or whatever, croskey-merritt, even the pickup of the now, we've done that preemptive waiver wire board 3 times now for the course of 2 months, over the course of 2 months. So you should have already owned Jacory croskey-merritt. The point of the waiver board is for somebody to go, I'm going to type in Gordon, enter. What? BBQ already has Ollie Gordon. How did he know? BBQ! You want to hear Caleb yelling in his cubicle as he gets his salad ready, and he knocks it over and drops it because he sees the screen. It says BBQ already owns JCM and Ollie Gordon. How did he know his nickname was Bill? How did he... BBQ, you're going to pay for this. All right, let's go to the phone line. Appreciate you, BBQ, for your super chats and your gifted memberships. Let's head over to the 415. It's as fast as we can, people. No full lineup reviews. If you can, keep it short and sweet. Hello?
Mr. Smitty.
415.
Mr. Smitty.
415. Let's go.
Hey, Mr. Smitty is right here. You hear me?
You're gone. You're gone. You're done. You're literally sitting here saying, go ahead, and you keep going.
You're done.
We don't have time for that. 231, you're live. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
What's up, Smitty? It's Gump.
Oh, God. Gump, what's up?
How we doing?
I'm good.
I don't mean to be a frazzled, tickled, freckled Francis, but I'm kind of like stressed.
Hold on, while Gump's talking, I'm going to merge. Hey, mute yourself real quickly. Be right with you.
What's my deal?
Say the last part again. Huh? What did you just say?
I'm frazzled, tickled,
Why?
freckled.
Why?
Francis.
Why?
Well, because I'm all balled up, but because of Penix and you were talking about Penix and how he might be better than I got Kyle Murray. And I got
it's Kyler, not Kyle. It's Kyler.
Okay, Kyler Murray. I got Kyler Murray, and I got you know the guy.
You know the guy. Gump.
I'm just
Gump. You need to. Why are you breathing?
Calm down.
Why are you breathing so hard? You going up a set of stairs?
No.
Okay, Gump. I don't know what you're asking me. What are you asking me? Spit it out. Penix Jr. I love him.
The guy that you.
What about him?
You like Kyler? Should I just go with one quarterback?
I don't know. I don't know the lay of the land, my boy. These are some vague questions. I'm so upset about Kyle. I'm so upset about Kyle. I typed in Kyle in my league management, and he didn't pop up anymore.
Well,
I think he retired.
You said you'd help me with my. You said you'd help me with my team.
Okay,
I today.
And I told you. Okay, that's true. But I told you to go get Penix Jr. And now you call up and you're like, I don't know what to do. I just don't. You're torn up that I'm trying to give you a league winner. And you're out of breath, and I don't understand what's going on.
I have to drop. I'll tell you, I have to drop somebody if I go after Penix, and I have to drop Fields. I have to drop Justin Fields for Penix.
Yes, I do that.
Oh,
I do that. Maybe the average bear doesn't do that. I do that, and I'm not saying I don't like Fields. But I just...
Gosh, in Chicago, he got like 40 freaking points some games.
I like Fields. Why don't you keep... What? Could you keep all three? I don't know. I hold more quarterbacks than most people. I do not follow you can only keep 2 quarterbacks in a non-best ball league. Like, injuries happen, bro. Just grab all 3.
I dropped.
Who else can you drop? Give me your team. I'll make this decision for you. Let's see if you don't need to drop Fields. Well, you tell me your team, and I'll let you know. You probably got some lion. You probably got Reynolds or somebody that you're attached to.
No.
Okay,
I drafted good.
Give me your bottom 5 guys. Give me your bottom 5 guys.
Garendo, Mims, Benson, and Tootin.
Okay. Guys in the chat, can you vote Penix Jr. or Fields? I'm dropping Fields or Penix Jr. I'm not dropping Fields because I don't like him, but I'm definitely keeping Penix Jr. on my roster over Fields. Sorry.
You're 100% on that, huh?
Well, I didn't just say it for fun. I would bet Steve Salad or Caleb Salad in the fridge. I would bet Caleb Salad that this is going to work out. Everybody drop a salad emoji.
You think so?
All right, Gump, I got a bigger fry than this, my guy. This is I don't know why if you're stressing out about this, you might as well not play fantasy football this year because you sound like you're a wreck right now over such a non this is not a situation you should be like sweating and panting on the phone line about. Like, this is Penix Jr. out there. This is good news.
He's economy. The Don is economy every year. He takes my players.
Okay, well,
he talks me out of them.
Well, he's going to pick up. He's going to be. He listens to the show now, and he's hearing me tell you to pick Penix Jr.
No, he won't.
Racing
he won't
to pick him up right now. Okay.
Don
all right.
won't listen to the show.
I gotta go. I gotta go. He listens, and you know it. He says he doesn't listen, but he's watching. Right. Hey, what's going on, Gump's friend? Okay, David, you're live.
Yeah, it's actually Tony from Philly. I remember you called me David last time, but it's all good. Maybe that's like an old number or something.
I don't know. Is your dad? Is this your dad's line? Maybe. I don't know.
No.
Okay.
It's probably one of them recycled Philly numbers.
Let me. Okay, so it's 484, and your name is what then? I'm sorry.
Tony from Philly.
484 Tony from Philly. Let me try and enter that. I got a long list of things to enter. It's only downside here. 484 Tony from Philly. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So I was the guy that called you about getting into the Eagles radio show, Fantasy Football League. The draft is tomorrow, and I got pick 9, and I get to sit next to pick 8, which is Ike Reese, who's like the main Philly radio guy.
Okay.
So that'll be pretty cool. But I'm thinking at pick 9, if Derrick Henry is there, should I take him over Genty? Because of the guys going in the second round aren't like really proven for more than like half a season, like Chase Brown or Bucky Irving. So if I was to get a consistent Henry to pair with Bucky Irving or Chase Brown, I think I would feel better than, Genty and one of those guys.
What do you think do what you want, but I'm not like. No offense, but the way you're saying that is almost like, so everything I've been saying about Genty or everything I'm saying about, these guys over Henry maybe isn't rooted in some sort of like reality. Like, but when you think about it, Smitty, do you think maybe I should go against the Genty and all the calls you've been making and just say, well, it's probably better? Like, what would make me change my mind? Like, why would what you said make me go, yeah, you know what, you're right. Damn.
No, I'm not trying to get you to change your mind.
I know.
I didn't know you had. I didn't know you had him over Henry.
Well, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. I'm not trying to like go at your take. I'm just painting a picture that like, no, my Genty is number 5 overall, 6 overall. It stands pat. It's cemented. It's cemented into the ground.
All right, cool.
There's not a chance in hell I'm drafting Derrick Henry over Genty. But it's not because Henry can't do it one more year. He could, but there's a high likelihood he won't. And I know that he continues to defy the odds, but every year he defies them, the odds get lesser, and he keeps doing it. I understand. And he could even have 12, 13, 14 touchdowns fall into the end zone 12, 13, 14 times with 900 yards. it's certainly still possible. Henry is such a monster. And Adam Sandler said he's going to put him in a movie if he runs for 2,000 yards. So he's got a little extra. He's got a little extra motivation. You're not wrong for drafting Henry over Genty. You are not wrong. Don't think you're wrong. But I'm gonna take the young buck that I believe could be the number one running back in the league. And I don't care if he's proven or not proven. Like, it's whether I believe in him or not that matters, not that he's got a track record. Did Gibbs have a track record? Did Bijan Robinson have a track record? Did BTJ walk into last year with some sort of NFL track record? No. I mean, you scared money don't make money. You know, Troy, so you got to do what you got to do. But if your boy, or Tony, I called you Troy. You can't. That's all your name's forever just going to be whatever's floating around. Tony from Philly. I'm not passing on Genty. You couldn't pay me to pass on Genty, bro. No, thank you.
Gotcha.
But I appreciate
JSN or Garrett Wilson?
Honestly, JSN's probably safer, but I tend to draft a little more Garrett Wilson for the scared money don't make money approach. But I'm starting to draft a little more JSN than normal because I don't have a ton of JSN the last couple months on Underdog. And we'll draft on Underdog tonight. Promo code Smitty if you guys want to be a part of that. Make sure you hit the link that's going to be dropped in the live chat right now. I think, either way you go, you're good there. I think JSN's pretty damn good.
Cool.
He's pretty safe. So if you were to go risky picks 1 and 2, it's not crazy to, swing around and say, give me that safe wide receiver. And JSN can fall around 4. It's not always, the most likely thing, but JSN climbed into round 2 for a little bit in the offseason on Underdog. It was a very small amount of time, just like Rice climbed into the 18, 19, 20 range. Then he fell out. Ted McMillan climbed into the 3rd round. Then he fell back down to 5 or 6. Now he's back to the 3-4 turn. Some of these guys are moving all over the place, but I wouldn't touch Ted at 3-4. I don't want to take JSN at the top of 3, but I tend to like him at the 3-4 a little bit when you can get like 2 different players, kind of near back-to-back.
That's where I'm going to be picking, too.
I don't mind it. Would I rather have Hendy or Hampton? Would I go running back? No offense, but you seem like the kind of guy that's probably more, and I don't mean this in a bad way. It's just you seem like you're very thoughtful with everything, which is good. It's not a bad thing. Don't fly by the seat of your pants or anything type of guy, which is fine. But me, if Hendy falls, I'm taking him. Like, I imagine you're like, well, I'm planning on a wide receiver here. And I just...
no. I'm not pigeonholing myself in anything.
Keep an open mind if you get the right player to fall in that 3rd round, and don't just lock into a wide receiver. It might put you in a bind, but, that's why balance can be good in rounds 1 and 2. You come out with a running back, wide receiver, running back, because then you end up having, the freedom to say, I don't care what position this is, even though you should be thinking that anyway. But it's definitely a little bit freer to be like, okay, I went BTJ Bucky or Bucky BTJ or whatever. Genty and BTJ, Genty and London, whatever. Those are pretty solid. But I really, really would never pass on Bucky in round 2, I don't think. All right. Appreciate you, my boy.
I have Harvey as RB20. Is that good?
Harvey is RB20. Every tournament, every ADP is different. Make sure you're not drafting him too early when you can get away with more. But if he's going to be gone by your 5th round pick, I'm not afraid to do it. Harvey to me is a 6 to 10 running back this year. So, but just make sure you're not leaving meat on the bone. You know what I mean? Don't draft.
And I'm gonna get the host to give you a shout out. Do you want me to say anything? Ike Reese, the Philly radio guy.
Just the fantasy football
you watching
show.
Fantasy football today with Smitty?
The fantasy football show. Make sure you include the fantasy football show.
Okay.
On YouTube. Thank you very much. All right. Appreciate you, bro.
I got you, bro. I'm going to send it to you tomorrow.
All right. Crush it. Later, bro.
See ya. I will.
Okay. Oh, shoot. I hung up on that other caller. Castro, call back. I'm sorry, bro. 941, you're live.
Hey, Smitty. How you doing? I got a quick question for you. I'll keep it nice and short.
Yeah, let me merge this call real quickly. Mute yourself real quickly.
Here, and I get 2 keepers.
Okay.
I got Chase. I got Jamar Chase that I can keep in the first round, but I'm picking third. So really, what I want to know is how far apart do you think Chase and CD are?
I don't want to say like really far apart, but I'm not taking Lamb over Jamar Chase. I don't, I wouldn't. It wouldn't be like if I had the 3 pick and I missed out on Chase by 1 pick. I'm still happy as can be. So it's pretty. It's
well, that's
pretty
kind of what I'm at, right? So like somebody might keep the number 1 draft spot has CD, so he can keep CD if he wants to keep CD, but Bijan's already kept. So like between Chase and CD, those are to me it's Chase, Bijan, and then I like CD. Some people like Gibbs. I mean, I like Gibbs too, but he's going to be kept in the 9th pick. So that's kind of where I'm at. Do I even keep Chase in the first, or do I say, forget that? I'm gonna let Chase go because I got Achane in the 6th.
Yeah.
So like you get what I'm saying?
If you don't keep Achane in the 6th and you throw him back to keep Chase in the 1st when you're able to get CD Lamb, that would be probably the dumbest decision.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm saying. So don't keep that.
I mean,
okay.
think about it, bro. Think about it. What would you rather have? Let me just think about it logically, bro. You got Achane in the 6th round, okay? What would you rather have? Would you rather have Jamar Chase or Achane and Lamb? I mean, that's what we're talking about. Granted, it's 6th round, but who's the 6th rounder? What's the name? Who are you going to get in the 6th round in a keeper format? Maybe it's
nobody like that name. That's
okay,
for
so yeah, but so maybe you get somebody. Let's just say it was like a Debo or something. You're still talking about a Lamb basting on this Lamb side. So yeah, there's no one should ever be considering keeping a player that at the 1st or 2nd round value when you can get an almost equal player in round 6, 7, 8, 9 that allows you to now have that pick back and get that stud along with the keeper. So it's the easiest question I could be asked.
Okay. I just want to make sure then. And you're keeping Achane in the 6th over Nico in the 4th?
Probably, yeah. Because then you same concept. Like Achane, or if you keep Nico, you get Achane and a 4th round player. That could be Harvey. That could be Hunter. Achane and Hunter over Nico. Nico in a 6th rounder, you got to consider the apples. But yeah, I'm going to keep Achane. I'm not worried about the injury.
Okay.
All right, later, bro.
All right, say less. All right, I appreciate you, man.
All right, thank you. 415, you're live. 415, what can I do for you? What's your name and where are you calling from? 415.
Mr. Smitty, it's Kevin in San Francisco.
What's up, Kevin? What can I do for you, pal?
Hey, just appreciate the show. Thank you for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
A couple of things. I just want to make a comment, if you don't mind. I'm glad to see Trayvon Henderson in the top 20. I remember the days I drafted him as the 4th running back.
Yeah. Yeah, Hendy's no longer a steal, my boy. No longer a steal. Let me merge this call. Hold on, Kevin. Hold on. Mute yourself real quickly. I'll be right with you. All right, Kevin, what's your question?
Oh, hey, so I'd like your advice on this. I got this in my head for some reason. The Las Vegas Raiders have 2 good, one, world-class tight end, but then they got Myers right behind him. And I see so much draft capital in Myers and the talent there. My opinion is that they go too tight end. If Gio can make it work, like a 2025 Gronk and Hernandez staff.
I can't really understand what you're saying, bro. Would you just say the last part?
Like a Gronk and Hernandez Pat staff. Myers and Bowers.
Yeah.
Las Vegas tight ends.
No, I don't think we're going to get the Hernandez effect, but I do like Myers a lot. They do seem to want to run with the potential, 2 tight end set. I think the 12 personnel is definitely a potential normalcy maybe that we see, which is good for the run game too. But yeah, 12 personnel might be run a lot, and it doesn't affect Bowers at all. I've gotten random questions once in a while, like, do you think Michael Mayer affects Bowers? No, I don't think Michael Mayer affects Bowers, but does Michael Mayer become a potential, I don't know, sleeper maybe, but I just don't think we're going to get the production that everybody wants. Now, will he slip into the end zone 6 times, 7 times this year and be kind of like a crafty, like bye-week tight end play or something? Maybe. And I've always liked Michael Mayer, but I don't think we're getting the Gronk and Hernandez combo necessarily. But Michael Mayer's good. I really wish he'd get traded somewhere where he could be the number 1. That would be what I want, my boy.
Hey, thank you on that, Smith. You calm my nerves on that. So one last question on the Chiefs running backs. Kevin Mitchell, they signed him. I can't see them not using them, or what do you think on Kevin Mitchell?
Well, I think to me the Chiefs running back room is Pacheco and Brashard Smith, and that's it for right now. Now, injuries can open the door to all kinds of conversations, but Brashard Smith's been out there running with the number 1 wide receivers all camp long. And Pacheco's running hard, trying to get his groove back. This is a 2 running back situation. But anything can happen when injuries strike and all that. But is that what you're talking about, the KC Chiefs situation? You said Chiefs, I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Kevin Mitchell, the 5-game wonder 2-3 years ago.
Anything else I can do for you, my boy?
X-49er?
I think you mean Eli Mitchell, not Kevin. But
I'm sorry, man.
Neither here nor there. All right,
Sorry,
I got to go, bro. Appreciate you. Got to go. Call back if you got another one. All right, Bruce, you're live. Actually, Bruce, hang tight real quick. Bruce, let me get these super chats out of the way. Drop Sampson for Hunter as a cuff to my Kyren. So Jarquez Hunter. I don't know if maybe, but I don't know. I'd probably almost drop my kicker and wait by time, or I would say Sampson's still got a touch more value. Judkins not signed and all that. There's a whole lot of reason to wait and not, I think with Dylan Sampson, it's a weird vibe right now. Mute yourself real quickly if you don't mind, caller. It's a real weird vibe right now. It kind of feels like fatigue, Browns running back fatigue. And don't you kind of agree that you feel that way, BBQ, about it? It's like you like Sampson. We talked him up all year. Sampson's on the midseason monster list. We haven't heard much. We're kind of fatigued on the situation. And it's like, oh, well, since we haven't heard anything great about Sampson lately, maybe he's just not going to do anything. And he's, we're rarely ever circling his name and talking about him. And I think it's just fatigue and just that waiting around and not seeing anything syndrome. I don't think we cut him. I do think Jarquez Hunter is still in a battle for the backup job, which he will eventually grab hold of full force. But I think if Kyren got banged up for, let's say, week 2 or week 1, Corum might be still in a mental positioning to be the backup initially, and then Jarquez is the long-term season backup. So if you're expecting a week 8-9 absence out of Kyren, let's say he gets abducted safely by aliens for 1 week and gets returned the next week, no one's saying big injury, in the double-digit rounds or double-digit weeks or mid-season, Hunter might be in position. So I think you're safe to maybe someone grabs Hunter and you're kicking yourself, but that's where I do the kicker thing. Drop your kicker, hold, try and make a move or something, or just buy yourself some time. Hey, Smitty, asking for draft advice for another league style I've never done before. Superflex, 12 team, 2 running back, 3 wide receiver, 2 flex. Everything about Superflex for my advice is the same. Round 1, not that I can't give you, slightly different answers, but I just mean my process is go quarterback round 1 unless you can't get Mahomes, who usually goes all the way down to pick 10. So you're pretty covered. If you get a 12 pick, whatever, then you're going to go back to back anyway. Bo Nix would be my top of second round quarterback if I don't go QB, if Mahomes is gone and everybody above Mahomes. So Bo Nix would be my saving grace, top of round 2 quarterback selection. But either way, I'm drafting non-QBs the rest of the rounds, surrounding rounds. So if I go Mahomes, then round 2, round 3, round 4, it's non-quarterbacks. And then I consider strongly Penix Jr., Cam Ward once their ADPs start pushing the envelope. And that could be round 4 that you got to do that. But that's it, man. You draft Penix Jr. with a Mahomes or a Burrow or a JD5, Penix Jr. or Cam Ward. That is your meal ticket into a super flex machine with getting the second, third, and fourth round non-quarterbacks on the roster. And that's as simple as it is. Ayuk or Tracy in Dynasty PPR. How about neither? How about neither, my boy? How about you comb through the waiver wire a little bit better? Give me Ollie Gordon over both of them. Give me Ollie Gordon over both those boys in a Dynasty.
Let him cook.
Give me croskey-merritt. Give me Ollie Gordon. Give me Brashard Smith. Oh, Smitty, you actually say Brashard Smith over my beloved Tracy or my beloved Ayuk? I don't know. Could Ayuk have some potential? I don't know. Value again? Sure. Am I waiting on it? Hell no. Draft grade, please. Knicks, London, Wilson, Bucky, Hendy, Hunter, Worthy, Harvey, Judy, Sharbs, Croskey-Merritt, Penix Jr., and likely Yahoo gave me an F grade. They give you an F grade for fantastic. Iron Man. Iron Reaper. We've got a solid squad on our hands here. London, Garrett Wilson, Bucky, Hendy, Hunter, Worthy, Harvey. Yeah, they gave you an F for fantastic. Or you freaking killed it. Whatever the case may be. Trades, just wait on the Sharbs, Croskey-Merritt, Judy values to maybe upgrade something. Like as much as I like Garrett Wilson, you upgrade him using Croskey-Merritt or Sharbs later into a high wide receivers you can climb, and then all of a sudden the difference, the difference between your team and everybody else's will then be the gap will be widened. I think you're definitely, without even looking, got to be one of the more underrated but competitive teams in the league. But stay on the waiver wire because everybody in those leagues where everyone's got a good team. You need to have the waiver wire advantage or some trade, potentially just the 2-for-1, and then you're above everybody. You're in a whole different level. Sharp League, 11th pick. You let me determine if it's a Sharp League. Everybody's got a Sharp League, right? Everyone's league sharp. You know why everyone says that? Because if you say my league's not sharp, it makes it feel like you're not good. Like, oh, you're probably not good at fantasy football then. The team you drafted you didn't earn it. But a lot of leagues aren't as sharp as you think. 12-team tiered PPR. What do you think about the best start out there would be double up at wide receiver or running back wide receiver start? BTJ London, BTJ Bucky. Marty, the least sharp thing you could do is just plan it. I think that balance gives you flexibility around 3 and 4 to really kind of be afraid of nothing. No approach, no player. But in a home league, even PPR, where it's running back hungry, and I assume if it's a sharp league, it is. If it's not a sharp league, I don't know that it is going to be that sharp because running backs usually get consumed in non-best ball at a higher clip. And so for me, at that 11 pick, if Genty's there, I'm smashing Genty. If Bucky's there, I'm taking Bucky. If Achan's there, I'm taking Achan and Bucky if I can get away with that. Or I'm taking Genty Bucky. Genty Bucky would be your dream come true scenario. I could care less about wide receivers. I'll go get Rice and Hunter and Debo and Igbuka. I mean, I've been doing that all offseason long in leagues like this. I'm fine with that. But if, let's say, it's Bucky BTJ, and then Hendy falls to 3, and then Harvey's there in 5, now all of a sudden you got the room to do that. And then you get Hunter, and you got Hunter and BTJ, and you got Bucky, Harvey, Hendy, and you're going straight to the check cash location and going, here, let me slide this napkin to you. What kind of advance can I get? And they look at your league and they go, you've got this league? Hey, Steve, come on out of the restroom there and take a look at this. And they look at it and they're just, can we pin this on the wall? Can I use this as my wallpaper? Look at this team. What are we going to advance this guy? I mean, that's what you were talking about with that kind of squad. So, that would be my ideal painted out scenario for you. And I don't know if that's actually true with the checks cash thing. I think I made that up. Who are we getting in my last bench spot? Samson, Tootin, or Hunter? I assume that's Jarquez Hunter. I'm going to say Tootin. For long-term hold, if you need the production now, you want Samson. If you got Kyren, it's understandable to go Jarquez Hunter, but I still believe I would go Tootin. Overall, I believe Tootin still got tons of league-winning upside. All right, let me go over to Brucey and then over to Michael. Bruce, you're live. What can I do for you, pal? What do you hear? What do you say?
Hey, yeah, it's a good night. My question is for my dad. So, remember how we did the one league and you convinced him to save Bo Nix in the 13th round?
Yeah.
Well, in that draft, he actually got the third pick. And there's going to be a lot of quarterbacks out there. Do you think he should get his second quarterback in the first round?
It's a 2 QB?
Yeah. And he cut Bo Nix.
Yeah, I probably would, my boy, because you're getting what quarterbacks are out there?
I know.
Depends.
JD5 got throwback.
Jeez.
Because a lot of people threw their quarterbacks back because they didn't, the people that got like Josh Allen or them, they would have had to give up their first round pick.
Okay, so read out. I know. I don't need the details or backstory. What are the 3 quarterbacks that are out there? If he's got the 3 pick, I need to hear the 3 quarterbacks. If I know the 3 quarterbacks, I can tell you whether to take a quarterback or not. I don't need any of the other information.
It'll probably be, it's either going to be Lamar Jackson, JD5, or Josh Allen.
Okay, so Bruce,
or Joe Burrow.
Bruce, if all 4 of those quarterbacks are available, or even 3 of them, it's the only answer. Your father wins the league by selecting this quarterback with Bo Nix, because he only has to spend a first rounder to get that quarterback room, and now he gets to run the table in round 2, 3, 4, 5. So the answer is yes. The answer is the best player available is one of those quarterbacks, and it's not even close. If it's super flex.
Okay.
If it's super flex. Okay.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's the first year that a lot of the guys didn't want to give up their first round picks as keepers.
Yeah.
Like my dad didn't want to give up his, and he wanted Jettas. If you remember, he wanted JJ. He wanted to keep JJ.
All right, what else can I do for you, my boy? It's easy. That's light work.
On this whole Judkins, even though he was found not guilty, do you think
he wasn't found not guilty? That's not the case. Judkins, the charges were, there was no case to move forward on. It wasn't that he was found not guilty. The NFL is investigating because they clearly want to make sure in their mind he feels, not guilty. That's why they're still investigating it. Just like in some of the Deshaun Watson cases, when he had those 27 pending cases, the DA not moving forward criminally on Deshaun Watson cases was not because he was proven innocent. It was because there's a certain threshold of confidence that the DA or the state attorney, in the case of Judkins, and I'm not trying to say he's not innocent, I'm just telling you that if they don't feel a confidence level, they will not go forward. If they say the mishandling of evidence or the witness seems very shaky, and all we have to do is get this alleged victim on this. If someone gets her on the stands and they're like, "Why didn't you call earlier?" and she's like, "Well, I mean, we were partying," and let's say her statement is very, very damning, even if there was some wrongdoing. And her statement's like, "Well, he was going to take me shopping, and so I was going to call after." Like, there could be, we don't even know. There could be something like that, and they're like, "Oh boy, this thing's getting thrown. This thing is not going to go well for us." You got to understand that the NFL is looking into it in a way that makes me think there's something that they don't like. Maybe 90% of what she said is untrue, can't be proven, but maybe he admitted something. Maybe he said, "Well, I did, get mad for a second and did this and, whatever." And the NFL's like, "Okay, well, this is bad. This is bad light, and we're going to, potentially look at this." But he also could be very much in the clear. He could sign his rookie deal, and there could be, the NFL could say there's nothing here, and they move on. So we're just waiting for that. But the fact that we're still waiting is a little concerning.
Okay, yeah, because I was going to say, do you think he was going to be worth like a late round?
Maybe.
Now, or...
Maybe. Am I interested in it? No. Why? Because there are so many other players to grab, so many more attractive pieces to throw on my squad that I would prefer to snatch up. Midseason monsters. Would I take Jacory Croskey-Merritt over Judkins? You bet your bottom dollar. Would I grab a player like, let's go to the midseason monster board and just take a gander? Sharps, obviously.
Ray Davis?
Ray Davis probably feels stronger. Scattaboo would be better. Benson would be better. Brashard Smith would be better. Dylan Sampson would be better. Jaden Blue would be better. Bigsby or Tootin would be better. I could just keep reading the midseason monster board, but why take a gamble on a guy that not only isn't signed and we're still waiting for it, there's concern, and then he's got to climb back into the lineup. He's got to take a hold of a job that he never fully had anyway, because the team had said several times, several different occasions, several different people within the organization saying that the sky is the limit for Dylan Sampson in the passing attack. So,
okay.
All right, Bruce, anything else, my boy?
What do you think of? Do you think Aaron Rodgers is going to have anything in like a 1 QB or a 2?
I am not drafting Aaron Rodgers. I'm not drafting Aaron Rodgers in any league that's 1 QB. I don't even want to draft him. And in best ball, I don't even like drafting him as my third quarterback because I don't know that he'll be in the lineup by the time I need him. I just don't really have faith in him. Yeah. He's old, bro. He's old. He looks sluggish, and I don't know. I feel like he might have come back for one more year when it wasn't really in the cards. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong because I'm kind of rooting for him, but I just, fantasy-wise, I don't think it's going to work out for us. I don't think it's going to be. Maybe he's okay with DK, and it's. I don't know. I just have a bad feeling about it. It feels very much like the Jets situation, like whereas, right? Look, this could be pretty good, right? It could be, and then it's like, oh man, he's gonna get rocked, or he just isn't gonna. I don't know. It's gonna be tough sledding. All right, Bruce, appreciate you. We'll see you later, pal. I'll be live later tonight to draft.
Yep.
See you later. Michael, you're live, and then I'll go over to the 925 caller. Michael first. Go ahead.
Hey, Smitty, I got a question about, not necessarily start sit, but like you were talking about stacking in non-best ball, and in a 1 QB dynasty, I have Mahomes and Kelsey and Rice, but I also have Penix, London, and Pitts. How would you kind of go about starting them, just presuming that they're all playing well, I guess?
I mean, I think that you just got to play it by ear. Week 1, I'm probably going to start. Guys, are you starting Pitts or Kelsey in week 1? I really believe Penix Jr. when he says Pitts is going to have a big year. I really do. Kelsey, I think until he proves that maybe he's not washed or on a pitch count,
okay,
I might be tempted to go Kelsey, or go Kyle Pitts, but everyone in the chat saying Kelsey week 1, Kelsey week 1. I mean, if Rice is, let me put it this way. If Rice is out week 1, I would probably lean Kelsey. If Rice is playing week 1, waits his week 5 hearing, then I would go Kyle Pitts. Yeah.
Maybe Kelsey after, if he gets suspended for whatever amount of games.
Well, yeah, but let's see how Kelsey does. Maybe Kelsey blows up in week 1. We're like, okay, his dropped weight is good, but there's been talk about like pitch counting Kelsey. So I mean, let's not pretend like Kelsey's got some sort of like locked in top 5 guaranteed value like he did last year. He hovered around top 5, but he's getting a little older, man. And changing weight also isn't necessarily the easiest thing for a player that's played as long as he's played. It's one thing if you're like in your second year, like Achane gained 10 pounds going into his second season. He was still a kid. His body was still like growing and adjusting, and there was nothing he was cemented into. There's no, he normally plays at this weight, that's bad to add weight. No, not when you're 22, 23 years old. You're still getting into your own skin. But when you're 30, 1,000 years old, and all of a sudden you're like, I'm going to play at 20 pounds less. That could either, it could be good. It could keep him healthy, maybe from like a, soft tissue injury, knees, all that. But like, he might get rocked. He might get hit. Who knows? Or maybe he just gains the weight back gradually, and he's like, I'm not going to play at 20 pounds lighter, actually. So I don't know. I would just say that Kyle Pitts has more upside, and people can run away from him if they want, and I'm fine with that. I get it. But name the quarterbacks that were throwing to him. So yeah, somebody says Pitts is not falling for that Pitts hype, says Mr. Cubes. Cubes, tell me the quarterbacks that have thrown to Kyle Pitts. Cubes, I'm going to wait for your response. I want you to list all of the quarterbacks that were throwing to Kyle Pitts. and then we'll move on from there. He's never had Penix Jr. And if Penix Jr. says get ready, when they said how is it going to be with Kyle Pitts this year, and he goes, he was out there catching a lot of balls, and he's like, there's going to be a whole lot of that this year. Like, just the confidence he had in him was great, and that didn't seem like it was supporting your guys. Like, hey, coach, is Rodriguez a good goal line back? And then he's like, yeah, yeah, do it live. And I like Rodriguez. I'm not trying to crap on that situation, but that was a leading question that the coach could only answer yes to. Do you think Rodriguez can replace Brian Robinson's goal line work? Well, in his head, is Brian Robinson the goal line guy? Or does he get goal line work, and can it be replaced? Yes. You know what I mean? Like, we got to be careful what that Rodriguez situation with the coach today was not necessarily the way it was painted. I'm just telling you. Doesn't mean that he's not going to get some goal line work, but Rodriguez was not named the goal line back today. Quinn did not say it that way. It was a leading question, and people started running with it because they love clicks. He's definitely going to get some goal line work, but he is not the sole goal line provider. And, Brian Robinson Jr. wasn't when he left. So when you ask, is he replacing Brian Robinson Jr.'s backup job? Yeah. Yes. Of course you're going to say yeah. Pitts, a little more upside. Kelsey, a little more risk. All right. Gotta roll. Any final question?
I got Harvey on the bench only because I have Bucky, Gibbs, and Kyren, and I want to maybe move off of Kyren before it's too late and find a way for Harvey to start, but I guess I'll just have to wait.
Move off of Kyren before it's too late, as in what? What's Kyren done to you? What has Kyren done to you that makes you speak of him so ill?
Oh, nothing. I'm just excited for Harvey, but I can't get him. I can't put him above, Kyren, Gibbs, and Bucky right now. So I guess.
Yeah. Well, I just the way you said it, like Kyren's on his way out the door.
No.
I mean, yeah.
I'm happy with him.
Look, depth is always good, and if an injury struck you, bro, you would just yawn and hit. Okay, let me hit Kyren. Let me hit Harvey. Let me go eat my pizza and wings while you walk by Caleb's salad. He's stomping away, and you're like, so But would I trade Kyren to go get a BTJ or London in a lineup that was needing a wide receiver, and then I throw Harvey in? Yes, sir. But like I have in my buddy league, first of all, this buddy league, they never trade. No one trades. It's not because they're great. It's not even because they're great traders. They don't trade. They barely even respond. And this is my league I've had for half of the people I've been playing with for 25 years plus. And the other half is kind of a newer merged group that some of them I haven't even met, like we used to do this in-person draft every year. When the half of the individuals in this league, maybe it's like 4 or 5 now, actually. It's 5, including me, it's like 5. We actually met in person back in the day when there was a rotary phone on the kitchen wall in this house that we drafted in. Got the tables, put them together, and during one, and I don't even know what year this was, but I remember specifically the Kurt Warner drafting, or when Trent Green went down and it's like number 1 overall pick is, and I remember the guy going, Kurt Warner! And everyone's like, and it was like, that's how long this league's been going. And I can't even get these guys to accept one trade a year. So it doesn't even matter if they're your buddies. Some leagues just don't trade. So what happened last year, I got hit with injuries. The year before that, I got hit with injuries. I've lost 2 years in a row, and I'm bitter, and I'm not losing this year. So what I did was I brought the thunder. I unleashed the dragon. The dragon was loose, and I smashed running back. Got Garrett Wilson to fall. I'm not going to get any trades from these guys. I need to do this without any sort of trade help. I got Harvey, Debo, Igbuka on the bench in a 10-man league with you could call this a grandma league. I'm fine with that. I got Kyle Pitts. I got Penix Jr. I got Bo Nix. I can weather any storm. RJ Harvey, you're right. I'm in the same boat as you. I got Kyren. I got Henderson. I got Bucky and Bijan. I can't start Harvey in week 1. But if an injury strikes my running back room this year, unlike last year, I'm going to yawn. I'm going to put one potato chip in the other hand, lick my fingers, and just click on the injured running back and then click on Harvey and then just kind of sit back. I'm not even stressing. I'm not mad. I've got everything I need to survive in this league, and my bench is bigger than this. This is about where I stopped, cutting and pasting the roster. But yeah, don't overthink, having that depth too, though, bro. All right, I'll see you later.
All right, later.
All right, next caller, you're live. What can I do for you? What do you hear? What do you say? What's your name and where are you calling from? Steven? Hello? Steven? Hello?
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 Smitty?
Steven?
Hello?
Steven?
Smitty?
This is Smitty's mother. The line's crossed. Hello?
Smitty's mother, can you put Smitty the GOAT?
Sure.
On the phone.
Meatloaf's ready, sonny boy. What's up, my boy? Is this Steven? Steven,
yeah, this is Steven.
You're live.
Smitty, how you doing?
Hi, Steven. You're live. What can I do for you?
Hey, I got a question. So it's pretty fast. I just want to. I'm running back my Dynasty league for a third year. I'm going for it again. I just wanted you to run through my team, see what you thought.
Go ahead.
10-man, 1 QB. So Pat Mahomes, JT, Kyren, JJ, BTJ, Kittle, Travis Hunter, Igbuka, Tyreek Hill.
JT, Tyreek Hill, get him out of there. Send them both packing and go get the biggest name stud you can get and then do it live.
Give me a name. Just anybody. Give me CMC.
No. Come on, bro.
Okay.
Why are you going after these old dogs? Trade both of them for Gibbs, for Chase. You might have read off one of these guys, but you know what I'm saying. One of the top 4 or 5 guys. One of the top 4 or 5 guys.
I like that.
Easy work. This light work, bro.
Because I have Zay, Rashee Rice on the bench. Zay and Rashee Rice on the bench.
I mean, yeah, Rashee Rice is going to get in there and dominate, bro. So do some 2-for-1s. Chase, Lamb, Gibbs, Bijan, Genty, even maybe.
That's it.
If you're feeling
That's
frisky.
it.
All right.
That might be the 3-peat.
Maybe get something thrown in if you can pull it off. The way you do that is, are you texting them or are you just sending them blind offers with no communication?
No, I'm texting them on the side, and then
okay. So you say something like, if I was going to give you Tyreek Hill and what's his face, then what could you throw in if with so and so, and then that kind of sets the stage of where the person's like, that'll set the stage to where they'd say something like, I'm not doing that trade, and then you kind of don't waste your time. But it might be like, well, if he says it depends on what you want, it's done. You already know you can do it 2-for-1.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's good.
Nice
and
work.
Last thing. The JTs, you're completely out on JT, especially after with Danny Dimes. That's not a.
I am. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm all in on Kyren.
Would I take him for free? Sure. If he fell to round 4, am I going to take him? He's not going to, but I'm just, is my line in the sand somewhere? Sure. But JT's going in round 2. I want nothing to do with that. Nothing.
Yeah.
The guy
gross.
was the other day I said that he hadn't been a top 10 running back since the pandemic. In some scoring formats, he was 10 last year, but most formats, especially the ones that I play in, he's 11 or 12. But it depends on your scoring. Sometimes, non-PPR, PPR, and half PPR will change a running back here or there. But ultimately, the guy hasn't been a stud. Last year he was a stud at the end of the year, and he got overfed, and the sample is crazy, and I don't expect that to happen this year, and I don't think they move the ball well, and I think that this is a situation where Shane Steichen's going to be out of there, unfortunately. I think, Dable and Steichen are on thin ice right now. These are two of the quarterback whisperers we thought. One created Jalen Hurts, the other created Josh Allen. Dable goes to New York, and he invests in Danny Dimes. Not only does he invest in him or trust him, he then signs him to a big deal and lets Barkley go. And I know that was Joe Scheinbach's, the GM, that had more to do with that, but Dable had his ear. And they decided to let Barkley go and sign Daniel Jones to an extension. And so I don't trust Dable anymore at all. I don't care what he did with Josh Allen. I don't believe in him. And then maybe he proves me wrong and he turns Dart into a machine. We'll see. Shane Steichen creates Jalen Hurts, goes over to Indy, and now after a debacle of AR5 and all that, and trusting him and him failing, he goes and gets Danny Dimes. I trust Shane Steichen less than I do Dable now. I'd rather have Ryan Poles running my organization. All right. I got to go. Appreciate you.
All right. Thanks, Smitty. You're the GOAT.
Tate, you're live. What can I do for you, Tate?
Hey, I was wondering, my running backs are Omarion Hampton and Caleb Johnson, but my receivers are Malik Neighbors and Drake London.
It better
be. I don't know what I should do for my second running back, because I have a lot of trust in Hampton. Caleb Johnson scares me a little bit.
Caleb Johnson should scare everyone, not because he doesn't have talent, but because everyone's got a lofty expectation that he can't possibly meet in this offense with this coordinator, with this head coach, with this quarterback, and with this slow-paced system. The amount of people that are just, because they own him, hey, Caleb to the moon! Caleb to the moon! Great Caleb Johnson, while his value is pretty decent right now, my boy. You could wait, but you're risking that he doesn't look good. But if he does do better in week 1 than even I expect, then you have trade value. I would be shopping what wide receivers can you throw on top of this deal. You've got Neighbors, you got London, but who's your 3, 4, 5 that you can maybe maneuver Caleb into a Kyren or Breece Hall? I'm not saying Breece Hall should. Everybody should just go get him no matter what. But you're somebody that could bank on that deflated value and roll the dice with Breece Hall. And Caleb Johnson with somebody, it wouldn't cost that much.
I got Worthy, Olave, Odunze, Josh Downs. It's all.
There you go. Olave or Odunze with Caleb. Go get Kyren. Go get Hendy. Go get Harvey. You're telling me you can't get rid of Olave and Caleb for Harvey? Or if you had to with Doomsday, go do it and do it live.
The only problem is the guy that has Harvey watches your stuff, so he values him high. And my friend that had Hendy valued him high at the beginning of the draft, and then after the 2 games, he has him almost as Barkley level, so it's hard to get rookies like that.
I watched the show too then. Then what about Kyren? What about, I don't want to say last resort and that I don't love Breece Hall. I do, but Breece Hall last resort for that pecking order. What about
I see Kyren? Those type of caliber.
Kyren, what other running backs? Obviously Chase Brown, but his value is so high you couldn't even probably flirt with that. I would say Kamara, but he might just leave you hanging at the end of the year. For me, I think it's the only players I can think of that are in your, within your reach of that would be would be Hall and Kyren, and I feel like that's doable. That sucks about the Harvey situation. You need me to put let me do a fake little news report real quick. You can clip. Be like, breaking news. I really like Caleb Johnson over Harvey. Clip it. Send it to him.
That'd help me out a lot.
No, I can't do that to your boy. All right. Hey, anything else?
Nope, that's it. Thank you.
All right, later. I'll probably clip that little piece anyway. Thoughts on Luther Burden and his upside with Ben Johnson? I like it. Luther Burden was my number 3 wide receiver over Ted McMillan the entire offseason. And honestly, I still believe he's better. I know that's going to piss a lot of people off, but it is what it is. But he's in not as good a situation. Ted's in a better situation. Ted's struggling with multiple injuries, though, right now, by the way. And Luther Burden's stuck in a crowded environment with Caleb Williams as the deciding factor of when he gets the ball and when he doesn't. So consistency will not probably live in Luther Burden's house right now. But I still like him a lot. And I still think he can pop off and have big games. And I still love drafting him an underdog where he can be inconsistent. And, so that's what I'm going to say about that. Let me, Ziggy, show me the driveway. Who the hell's in my driveway? Who the hell is in my driveway?
Okay.
Oh, that's Miss Smitty. Ziggy off. What is going on out there? I think there's a big windstorm. I don't know if you guys know what a haboob is. A haboob is a dust storm in Arizona, where you kind of see these like in the desert, like in the western part of the world, where it's like monster storm. It's like it's just a big dust cloud, and it just goes through. It's like in the movies. We get those in Arizona, and Miss Smitty's out there taking photos and videos of the dust storm. So I imagine we're getting something nasty here, as we call a frog strangler or some sort of haboob up in this mug today. Maybe I'll go live on my Instagram Meta Ray-Bans and go get some food and see what the haboob looks like from the Meta glasses. Does that sound like a plan? Maybe on IG after this? All right. We are about out of here. I think my phone line's cleared out. I think my super chats are on screen and about ready to clear this last one up, and then we'll be back at 8 midnight Eastern. 11 pick PPR QB Joey B, Bryce Young, Nico Hunter Ibuka, Ziggy off. Nico Ibuka, Ziggy off. Jeez, guy's worthless. I remember when we first thought Ziggy was advanced. 11 pick Joey B, Bryce Young, Nico Hunter Ibuka, Keenan Allen, Moons. Is Moons Mooney? Is that what we're doing? Genty, Kenneth Walker, Tony Pollard, Mason, Hawkinson, Arroyo. How'd I do, boss man? I like your team. Nico Hunter Ibuka's nice. Genty, I think where I got a problem with it is the Kenneth Walker. And it's not that I don't love him. I do, and I'm rooting for him. And he scored a touchdown in the scrimmage today. So that was nice. But I don't even see Sharps on your team, bro. If you had Charbonnet, I'd probably say this has the potential to be an 8 out of 10 if all things go well with the running attack. But without Charbonnet, it's kind of like you got half of $100 bill. And it's like you got $100 bill, maybe, right? If you could find the other half. But right now, it's almost, it could be worthless. That's scary. So I'd probably say that, damn, man. I'd probably say give me some sort of Kenneth Walker, and I don't even know if you can trade him that easily. Kenneth Walker, and what can you even trade? Mason, Pollard. You might have to sacrifice Hawkinson, bro. and go either waiver wire shopping or trust in Arroyo, who might not be ready yet, although he caught a touchdown today in a scrimmage and just looked good, or a practice. I would say Kenneth Walker and Hawkinson for like a Harvey, obviously a Hampton, a Hendy. I don't mind this team. Or you go get Charbonnet using Mason, maybe using Hawkinson, but without Charbonnet, I'm petrified you got no running back too at some point. So that's where I'm taking that team in that situation. But past that, it's a good squad. I like a lot of it. I like most of it, just not that part. Your show is the best in the business. You heard? Thank you. Appreciate you, Romeo. You're the man, the myth, the legend. I appreciate all your super chats. I appreciate all your gifted memberships. I think the gifted memberships today were from BBQ. And all day got one from BBQ. And thank BBQ. BBQ, appreciate you. Appreciate you a lot. New Age, appreciate you a lot as well. Where's New Age at? Where's New Age at? Let's see here. All right, I'm out of here. Appreciate all of you. I'll see you tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm live Monday through Friday, every single Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. This is the schedule, Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. That's what you're watching here. Got 421 of you still in the building. Please thumb up the video and subscribe if you're new. I'm live whenever big news breaks. I'm live at midnight Eastern almost every single night, and that is tonight. And we'll be drafting on Underdog, promo code Smitty. So hit this link. The link should be pinned in the live chat. Oh, no, it's not pinned yet. Here's the link right here. Click this link. Sign up if you want to draft tonight. I'm going to pin the link right now. The link's in the description of the video. It's in the description of every video. Don't forget to get on over to my Patreon. That link is right here. It's a 24/7, 365 live chat group where we're in there 365 just chatting up. It's like the YouTube live stream community is just over on the Patreon after the shows are done. And then my thefantasyfootballshow.com. Again, all these links are in my description of my video and in the description of every video if you're later on looking for any of them and you go, oh, what was that link? It's always just go to my videos. The description is there. All the sponsors, the addict.shop sponsor. Go check it out. Appreciate all of you. I will see you on the Graveyard Show tonight at midnight Eastern. Don't forget, if you want to draft tonight, play on Underdog. You got to click that link and do it live. Thank you to my super chatters. Thank you, Slick Rick, with the $20 hauler. Thank you, BBQ, with the $20 hauler. Thank you all for the rest of the super chats as well. The gifted memberships from BBQ. My boy New Age and BBQ and Andy's been dropping a lot this offseason. I appreciate you guys so much. Blackbeard, appreciate you for moderating. Thank you, Sick Nasty, Space Ricky, Travis Rowe, Kenny Powers, Vampy. All of you, appreciate you. Deuce if you're loose. See you tonight, midnight Eastern, doing it live like we only know how to do.
Deck attack. Deck attack. Lamb. Pickens. Lamb. Pickens. Deck attack. Deck attack. Deck attack. Deck attack. Deck attack.
From the fantasyfootballshow.com news desk.
Warning, what you're about to see might be a little bit scary. You might want to turn away if you're squeamish, but this footage has been sent to us from a local Phoenix resident. Local authorities are trying to figure out what the sign means. It reads Sharb Season. Unclear as to what that is trying to reference or if that's some sort of warning. And it's still undetermined where these flying objects are deriving from.
from the FantasyFootballShow.com news desk.
Taking it to the house every time he touches the football, baby. Taking it to the house every time he touches the football, baby.
Are you currently sitting at home and wondering, why am I such a loser? Why do I not know how to get chicks? Well, there is a solution. Draft Ashton Genty in your upcoming fantasy football drafts, and you'll immediately start growing hair on your chest. Those little testicles of yours will finally drop, and even though you still live in your mom's basement, you're going to immediately start getting hot chicks, all because you drafted Ashton Genty. Now, do you want to be this guy? Hi, I'm worried William, and my mommy just warmed me up a hot pocket, and I've never even talked to a hot chick. Or this guy. Hey, I'm Dom, and I drive fast cars, get hot chicks, and draft Ashton Genty double fist style with 2 cell phones at the same time. Why do I have 2 cell phones? One for looking up Ashton Genty stats all day, the other is for getting chicks. Alright, put down the Hot Pocket Petrified Pita and start smashing Genty ADP, and watch less Thundercats reruns and more of the Fantasy Football Show with Smitty, you bozo.